Now on today's video, I'm going to show how to plug a flat motorcycle tire. Possibly a one way you could do it on the road, one way you can do it in your garage. I had an old kit I wanted to show that I tried to use it and it didn't work exactly the way I wanted it to. Everything was old and dried out, basically because I hadn't had a flat tire in probably over 20 years. But I always carried the kit with me for a day. That you never know when you're going to get a flat, and so or somebody riding with you has a flat. And what happened is in the last year I've gotten 3 flats. This is the third of 3 flat tires. So I don't know whether I'm just lucky or maybe I'm unlucky. That's a good point. But anyway, this is good information, how to plug a motorcycle tire. So here it is. Some people are unlucky in love. Some people are unlucky investing money or playing the horses. I'm unlucky with tires. I can't believe this. This is the third in 1 year. I've had 3 rear tires pick up a nail. You can't believe it. The MT-09 had 3,000 miles. The original tire was kaput. And I don't usually plug tires, so I just would rather have a brand new tire. It had 3,000 miles. The second one, the Michelin 2, had about 4,000 on it, 3,500 I think. I get home, it has a nail in it. Now both of the times what happened, I was in the garage maintaining the bike and looking it over and wiping it down and getting the bugs off, and I hear psst. Well, guess what? Yesterday I came home from a ride with the R1 and I've got the Pirelli Angel. I don't even think has between 500 and 600 miles. It's for all purposes a brand new tire. And there's a nail in the edge, like as if you were doing a MotoGP and it got in the edge. Not in the middle where you would pick it up if you were just casually riding through a construction site. I don't know if I'm just lucky. I'm a nail magnet. I don't know. Now, the reason I'm making this video is I always carry my little plug kit. But I never use it because when I get a flat, I'm usually in the garage. So today I'm going to try to use it. It's the first time I've used it. I'm going to have to read the directions. See if it works. Now, it's only a temporary fix until I can get a brand new tire. But the way tires are, it may be a month before I get a tire. And then another month before I get a date. I have the whole day or time to take care of it. So I thought today I'd make a real short video of how to plug a tire. If it works, and if it doesn't work, we're going to put that on too. So to back this up, you can see that's a nail. And you can see it's not here in the middle of the tire where you'd be just driving down Main Street. This bike was leaned over in a corner and we have almost no chicken strips on here, probably a 1/4 of an inch. But that's really in a part of the tire, and I'm rubbing my finger on it where it's rough, so it means I was accelerating hard when that nail went in, which may be the reason it just got picked up like that. But these soft tires I don't know if they pick up more nails than car tires or what, but and it's funny, I've had probably 30 years since I've had a flat tire in a car, and I've had 3 rear tires, 3 flats, basically in a year. So let me just see, and I think you can see there's the test. Now some people would say, and I want to just share information, there's a lot of people that have always told me, just leave the nail in and just ride it and it'll be no problem. Obviously not going to do that. It is losing air. Now another thing, and this is a real big thing. If you have a bike with a kickstand that the bike tends to stand pretty much straight up, it doesn't lean much, and a tire goes flat, it's going to tip over the other way. This bike, not susceptible to that, but I put it up on the stand anyway. I don't want to take any chance that I come out to the garage and it's laying here like a dead fish. Anyway, the first thing is I'm going to go get this kit. I've had this kit with me actually since I bought the R1. That's 13 years. Never used it. Today we're going to try to use it, but you can see what's happened. It's definitely bubbling away here. So, and shamefully, this is a tire with only 500 miles on it. That really is galling. So the first thing I wanted to determine, and it's just me, this is just for information and information I can share. I want to see how much air this lost. Now, the reason is that nail might have been in there all day, or 2 days, or a week. I don't know. We have lost, exactly 10 pounds of air. For how long that's been in there, doesn't matter. I don't want it in there. So I'm going to try this plug kit. Now my goal is this. And I thought I'd try to figure out if this is going to be, of course, what this is to me, this is an emergency thing that would just allow you to get home and get a new tire. But other people have told me they plug tires and they seem to be okay. And because this is not in the middle of the tire, I think maybe it will be, but we're going to find out. But let me show you this kit that I've had. I've had it 13 years already. So this is the kit, and I've just put my name on it, so if somebody borrowed it, I would get it back. It's pretty self-explanatory, and they have little gas charged cartridges that are supposed to be able to put enough air in the tire that you can get to a gas station or get home, in fact. And actually, they give you some pretty good directions as to how to do this. And there's a hook tool and a canister warning. I won't bother going into this. It's pretty self-explanatory. The vulcanizing material and the main thing, the gas charge that you can inflate the tire with. Of course, you got to put that together. But here's what we need right now. I need the tool, and I need the clips. This is the plugs that they want you to use. I'm going to read the directions real carefully if there's anything tricky. And I put the razor blade in it because you have to trim this so it's 1/8 of an inch showing out. And then what I thought I'd do is once I get this, if this works, I'll take a local ride and take this kit with me just in case and see if it's holding air after a couple of local rides, and maybe I'll go adventure out. But I definitely am ordering a new tire today. But the way it is to get tires now, it's not an overnight delivery, that's for sure. So being fair, this is an old technology, old kit. Everything looks dried up and old, and I had it 13 years. Maybe it's a lot older than that too. So pretty much what I did, I cleaned the area around this because I'm going to have to use that tool. I don't want to have any dirt get inside the tire or into that area that they're going to vulcanize. And let's see if this comes right out like I hope it does. I don't want to get too good at doing this. But you know, this is the reason I check the bike every time I ride it, and boy oh boy. And maybe that's the reason I've gotten 3 flat tires in my garage. I've caught them in my garage rather than if I went out for a ride, I might be in trouble. This doesn't feel like it wants to come out. I may have to get wire cutters. Let me get that. That's really in there. But to get a nail on the side of the tire like this, you really got to be. I don't know how that works. And this doesn't even look like the nail is in there straight. It's on an angle. It's bent. There it is. There's what a very expensive nail looks like. Anyway, okay, obviously the air is coming out now. Now we're going to wait until most of the air comes out because otherwise what happens, the vulcanizing solution blows out in your face. So one thing you can do is just screw this into the Schrader valve, and this will let all the air out of the tire very quickly. And normally you would hook one of those canisters to this when you're done. I don't have to because I have a compressor here, but you'd screw the canister in here. It would at least inflate the tire to a minimum amount, I guess, that you could ride the motorcycle. But again, because this is my first time, I'm just being careful and reading the directions. Okay, that tire is soft to the touch now. So step one where the puncture is get all the dust and dirt and everything off of there. Now because this part of the tire where this is rough from coming out of corners, it's actually got a rough texture to it. I don't know if that's going to help, hurt, or doesn't matter at all. This is the vulcanizing solution. And boy, oh boy, I guess when you get stuck out on a road now, I've been lucky of not getting stuck on a road, but I remember Joe Roselli got a flat tire one time pulling into Rockwell Ducati. Anyway, we got the solution. This is what they say they want you to do. Put some solution on this. It's like the old stuff you used to use to patch tires. Work it into that hole. And that thing about the bike falling off the kickstand, that's a real thing, by the way. Don't think that's just like I made that up. A couple of the bikes in my collection really sit a little bit too straight up. Okay, so we got that in all the way. Now we're supposed to put the solution on this little guy. Boy, this stuff is sticky to your hands. It's like unbelievably sticky. Let's see if this works. It doesn't feel like this would be heavy enough to upset the the balance of the tire either. Now let's see. Plenty of it on there. The truth is, no matter how I tried to get this plug in there after doing exactly what they say, it was really, really awkward, and it really didn't want to go in. It went in and halfway, and I finally just threw in the towel here. Now I'm going to put 35 pounds of air in the tire and just see if it holds air. I'm really not happy with that repair though. So as I see it, I can see not happening. Not happening. I'm going to go to AutoZone and get a modern, probably, this thing is probably 13 years old. Maybe that's the reason it's falling apart. But anyway, a modern kit and see if that's any better. Well, we'll see. These tires are expensive, so I'm hoping I can at least learn something today anyway. So lucky for me, I do live near an AutoZone, and today we'll take advantage of that. Look at this, I get to AutoZone and Brinks is here taking out the money. Maybe that's Luciano in a truck printing more money. I hope they have what I need here. So it looks like there's every kind of possible thing here. I don't know which one I'm going to buy here, but good old AutoZone. Let's see if this works any better. Finally back, and let's see if it's our lucky day with this puppy. This is the most modern one there is. Let's see if it's any better. So this was from AutoZone, 12 bucks. I don't know that it's a lot different, but it seems like it has the rubber vulcanizing stuff. And I guess we're going to find out if it works. They give you the two tools. This is to open up the hole and get it rough and get some of that vulcanizing solution down there. And then there's a thread. And what you're supposed to do is pull the tool out real quick. So we're going to see if this works. So I'm using this tool. It has a little bit of a rough edge. This is supposed to roughen up the hole. And since we've already tried to vulcanize this, I don't know if that means anything. So we're going to find out. Okay, now we're done with that tool. Now we have the one that's like a hook and an eye. We have one of these little threads. Let's see if we can get this off. And we're supposed to put this right in the middle of this. Let's see how this works out. Halfway through. Come on, baby. Okay, there we go. Halfway through. Okay, now we're supposed to put our vulcanizing solution on. Ugh. By the way, this stuff is really sticky, by the way. Now let's see if we can do exactly what they say, is to push it 2/3 of the way in. Oh my God, you really have to push. This is a radial tire too. Oh my God, you gotta push. Okay, and maybe that's to our advantage. By the way, there's no air left in the tire. And now you're supposed to pull out quickly. Ha, it worked. Now, I don't know if they want you to, the directions don't say if you need to let it dry or not. I'm going to put some air in and see if I have bubbles. And see if it's our lucky day. Moment of truth. I got to tell you one thing, that putting those plugs in is really difficult. I'm not sure how many pounds of force it takes, but it's a lot. So I waited a few minutes before I tested this for leaks, and I don't see any leaks at all. That doesn't mean much. I'm going to wait a couple more minutes. They say to trim this flush with the tire, and what I'll do is what I'll probably do is put 50 pounds of air in the tire and let it sit overnight, and if it has 50 pounds in the morning, go for a short ride. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Because the problem is if we could just go down, and I don't want to Vlad will get me a tire, I'm sure. But most of the tires that I've been shopping for lately, there's really slow delivery, 2 months and more. And this, where that is, wow, that is really strange. That's the first time I've ever seen a tire pick up a nail. You'd have to have the bike leaned over 30 degrees to do that. Now, there's only one problem with the AutoZone kit. The AutoZone kit does not give you any way to reinflate the tire. So what I'm going to do is make a hybrid kit to keep with the bike, to keep in my pocket. Yeah, I think it'll fit in the pocket. But this is really something that I did not expect to get another flat. Let's see, we got a lot of power in it. So let's just see. All right, now what I'm going to do is see if, I'm going to trim this off and see if, well, tomorrow morning, if the air is still holding, then we'll move to the next step in this. But I would think now, the one thing is, right now, if I had the AutoZone plug, and with those 2 tools you need to do it, that might fit in my little toolbox, and I had the cartridge and the hose to reinflate it to get home, I would think that's the best of all worlds. It's a hybrid kit you get from 2 different places, but if you're just looking to plug a tire, this looks like this is going to work fine. Again, time will tell and I'll report, but for sure, the next step on this is to get a hold of Vlad and see when we can get a tire. And I always think the best of all worlds is when you can learn something and you can share it at the same time. And that looks like what we may have gotten done today. I'm not sure. But for sure, until we get the new tire, we'll monitor this. That's for sure. I'm not sure you can really get this unless you have the razor. Yeah, I guess you got to do it real careful. Now, it's been a while and the air pressure hasn't gone down, and it looks like that might be a good patch. I don't know. I don't know, but I guess we're going to find out. So, and of course, I don't know what I've learned today until I see how well this holds up. I hope this information on the video is of some value somewhere, somehow, sometime. But, and I hope, first of all, I hope you don't pick up one of those nails. But I did learn something today, that the new kit is a lot better than the 13-year-old one. So what I did, this is my hybrid kit. These are the CO2 bottles that fill a tire. You need a little tube to do it. Fresh glued, it's not 13 years old. The plugs and the wrench you need, the 2 wrenches. Now hopefully I can figure a way to make a kit out of this and that it'll fit in my pocket. I could put the 2 wrenches together somehow. I probably only need 1 bottle, but I'd like to have both. Get that consolidated, and well, we're going to find out. But that's a consolidation of the AutoZone kit and the old one that you can fill a tire. That should be cheap insurance, and even if you're riding with somebody and they get a flat, it doesn't ruin your day too. And they give you a bunch of extra with the, I don't know how many of these you need to carry with you, but anyway, 2 I guess would be enough. Anyway, this is really going to be, I hope, save our bacon. And that's why we check the bike air pressure every time we ride the bike. So one final thing, the 2 hybrid kits boil down to this, and I was a little afraid that point would be sticking out, and this actually does fit in the pocket of my jacket. So, but I thought of another thing, if it didn't, I could saw off a little bit of the handle, but you really need a lot of strength to push that down into the tire. Wow, I'm amazed how much strength you need. Anyway, I hope that was something worth sharing, and if it isn't, it didn't hurt you anything either. Now, before I posted this video, I went out, took the bike, went on 2 rides, each of which was more than 100 miles, really got into leaning it over. So see, in fact, I wanted to grind what was left of that plug unevenness right down to the nub. And at the end of the 2 rides, this was very funny, in fact, I had checked the air. It was 32 PSI when I left. When I got home, it was like 36, which is a little high. It should go up about 2 pounds. But then it was a really hot day in the 90s, and I was really putting the tire to the test. But it looks like now, and I'm not trying to sell kits or anything. It looks like the AutoZone kit is pretty good, except you do need the cartridges to fill it up. So you really need some kind of a hybrid system if you really want to be self-contained, or some kind of a little bicycle pump, or there may be stuff out on the internet I don't even know about. But if anybody does have good information on where you can get an even better kit than this, put it on the comments section and let's share it. Because one of the things everybody that's riding around on a motorcycle, except if you have a Ural, you're not carrying a spare tire. And to get stuck 60, 70 miles from home and then ruin everybody that's on a ride with you's day, that's really inconvenient. This kit would be a lifesaver if we were far away from home or somebody we're riding with was. And assuming you have those little cartridges or a little pump, and I know Luciano has a little electric pump that hooks to the battery. These are all things I'm going to check out. But the best of all worlds is if you have it all. Or even better than that, if you don't get a flat, if you're lucky. I have not been lucky. 3 flats in 1 year. I got no flats for probably 20, 25 years. God, I don't even remember having a flat. And then when I bought the R1, I got that kit, and I said, oh, just in case, just in case. Who knew 13 years later I'd get 3 in a row? Like strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. But anyway, I will report in the future how this plug held up until the time I actually do get the new tire from Vlad. So if you enjoyed the video, I hope you share it with your friends. And of course, I hope, most of all, that we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks again for watching.